Have you ever felt like a leaf in the wind, carried by the expectations of others, never quite in control of your own direction? You wake up each day trying to meet standards set by society, seeking approval, avoiding judgment. But when the noise fades and you're left alone with your thoughts, a question lingers. Who am I without their validation? The truth is, the world will never stop judging. Praise and criticism will come and go like the tide. But what if you could stand unmoved? Stoicism, the philosophy of inner strength, doesn't teach you how to impress others. It teaches you how to stop needing to. When you shift your focus inward, you cultivate a mind that is calm in chaos, firm in adversity, and free from the chains of external opinion. In this video, you'll discover how Stoicism helps you master your emotions, sharpen your thinking, and build an unshakable mindset. No longer a puppet of outside forces, you will learn to take control of your thoughts, your actions, and ultimately, your life. Are you ready to step away from the noise and strengthen the only thing you truly own, yourself? Let's begin. 1. Focus inward. Find true strength. In a world full of noise, distractions, and endless comparisons, it's easy to forget the most important thing, who you truly are. We measure ourselves by external standards, chase approval, and let society define our worth. But Stoicism teaches a different path. True strength is not found outside. It is built within. Seneca once said, "A man is as unhappy as he has convinced himself he is." This is not just philosophy, it's a psychological truth. Modern neuroscience confirms that our perception of life is shaped by our thoughts, not by external reality. If you focus on fear and self-doubt, you reinforce anxiety. If you focus on discipline and self-mastery, you build resilience. The mind, when trained, can be your greatest fortress. But how do you begin? The answer lies in self-awareness, not through harsh self-judgment, but through clear and objective observation. Ask yourself, who am I when titles, achievements, and recognition are stripped away? What values remain unshaken, no matter how circumstances change? What brings me peace, even when the world around me is chaotic? Many people believe confidence comes from external success, a stable career, physical perfection, financial security. But true confidence is not about what you have, it's about what you know about yourself. When you know you are persistent, failure does not break you. When you know you are honest, criticism does not define you. When you know you are capable of growth, setbacks become stepping stones. Like a tree with deep roots, real strength doesn't need to be seen. It simply is. A tree does not concern itself with the storm because its foundation is strong. Likewise, when you build inner stability, no external force can shake you. However, the journey inward is not always comfortable. In the silence of your mind, you will face long-buried fears, insecurities, and memories. But this is where true growth begins. Instead of letting these emotions control you, observe them. You are not your thoughts. You are the one who watches them. Just as clouds pass in the sky, negative emotions will come and go, but your core remains unchanged. Some may ask, why focus inward when the outside world is full of opportunities? The answer is simple. Those who are truly unshaken do not seek strength from outside. They cultivate it from within. They do not need attention because they already have self-understanding. They do not fear uncertainty because they are grounded in their own worth. When the world is chaotic, when others lose themselves chasing trends and approval, the strong remain steady. And when you master this inner strength, you will realize something powerful. The world outside does not define you. Your perception does. This is only the beginning. Once you discover the power within, the next step is even greater, mastering your own mind. Because true freedom is not just about awareness, it is about guiding your thoughts, emotions, and actions with complete control. E2. Master your mind, master your life. Have you ever felt trapped in your own thoughts, exhausted by worries about the future, haunted by mistakes of the past? If so, pause for a moment and ask yourself, who is in control? Do you command your thoughts, or do they command you? Epictetus once said, "If someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation. No one can make you anxious, angry, or insecure unless you allow it." True mastery begins when you stop being a prisoner of your own mind. Let me tell you a story. John was a gifted musician, dedicating years to perfecting his craft. Yet, no matter how much he improved, he was never satisfied. A single mistake on stage would torment him for weeks. One harsh critique could shake his confidence. He lived in fear of failure, convinced he would never be good enough. Then came the moment that changed everything. During a major performance, he made a critical mistake. The audience fell silent. His heart pounded. He wanted to disappear. But before he gave up, he sought out his mentor, an old, seasoned violinist. "I can't control my fear," John admitted. "It's tearing me apart." The mentor simply smiled and asked, "Do you think a perfect piece of music is one without mistakes?" John hesitated. The old man continued, "Music isn't just in the flawless notes. It's in how you keep playing after the mistakes." And in that moment, John understood. His mistakes were not the problem. It was his obsession with them that imprisoned him. Have you ever been caught in the same cycle? A single failure, a passing criticism, a regret that lingers in your mind for years. But here's the truth. Those moments no longer exist. Only your mind keeps them alive. And the best part, you have the power to let them go. How do you begin? First, observe your thoughts as if they were guests passing through your mind. When negativity arises, ask yourself, does this thought serve me? If not, release it. Second, cultivate resilience. When failure strikes, don't drown in emotion. Learn, adapt, and move forward. Third, create moments of stillness. Spend a few minutes each day in silence, simply watching your thoughts without judgment. You'll be surprised how clarity emerges when the mind is quiet. But the most important lesson? You cannot control everything, but you can always control your response. A person can lose wealth, status, even freedom, but if they master their mind, they still possess everything. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, yet his greatest conquest was not the world, it was himself. So, what about you? Will you remain shackled by thoughts that do not serve you, or will you begin the journey to mastering your mind? Change doesn't happen overnight, but with every decision, every moment, you have the power to grow stronger. 3. Ignore opinions. Follow your path. Imagine walking through a crowded marketplace, surrounded by voices shouting over one another. Opinions, judgments, unsolicited advice. You should do this. Why would you choose that? Live like us. The noise is endless, a chaotic symphony of expectations. And then, through the crowd, a man walks, calm, steady, unmoved. He doesn't pause to listen, doesn't bend to please. He follows his own path, unshaken. Now ask yourself, do you want to be that man? Stoic philosophy teaches that much of our suffering comes not from reality, but from our obsession with how others perceive us. Epictetus once said, "If you wish to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." It's a difficult truth because deep down, we all crave validation. Yet the more we seek approval, the weaker we become, our minds pulled in every direction by the opinions of others. Think of life as a game of chess. Imagine playing while a crowd shouts suggestions at you, telling you what move to make. If you listen to them, you're no longer thinking for yourself. You're just a pawn, controlled by others. But if you tune them out and trust your own strategy, only then do you truly play the game. Ethan was one of those people who lived for others' approval. Before making any decision, he didn't ask, "Is this right for me?" Instead, he wondered, "What will they think?" Every opinion, every comment shook him. Then, one morning, rushing to work, he passed by a homeless man painting on the sidewalk. But these weren't just ordinary paintings. They were bold, alive, unlike anything Ethan had seen before. Curious, he asked, "Why don't you sell these?" "They're incredible." The man chuckled. "I used to, but people said my art wasn't worth anything. They told me to paint what sells, to follow trends. I tried, and I hated every stroke of the brush. So, I stopped." Ethan froze. In that moment, he saw himself, not living for his own desires, but trapped by the expectations of others. And for the first time, he made a choice not influenced by fear. He stopped listening. How do you do the same? First, recognize that opinions are not reality. A criticism doesn't make you less capable. A compliment doesn't make you more valuable. You are who you are. Second, when a comment unsettles you, ask, "Does this truly affect my life?" If not, let it go. Lastly, practice silence. When you stop reacting to external judgments, you reclaim control. You are no longer a puppet, but the one holding the strings. But ignoring opinions doesn't mean arrogance. It means choosing what deserves your attention. A rock in a river does not resist the water. It remains still because it knows the current cannot change what it is. When you reach that state, you'll realize something powerful. You don't need anyone's approval to stand strong. So ask yourself, will you let the world decide your path, or will you write your own story? And if you've learned to silence the noise around you, the next step is even greater. It's not just about ignoring the outside world. It's about mastering yourself. Because if you don't control your mind, something else always will. 4. Control yourself. Control everything. There is a paradox that most people never realize. We spend our lives trying to control the world around us, yet we remain the most unpredictable force in our own lives. We demand respect, yet let anger control us when insulted. We chase success, yet fail to discipline our habits. We seek peace, yet allow negative thoughts to consume our minds. We want control over everything except ourselves. But what if we reversed our approach? What if, instead of trying to change the world, we focused solely on mastering ourselves? The truth is, when you gain control over yourself, you influence everything around you. A calm person isn't pulled into chaos. A disciplined mind creates order, even in disorder. A person who understands their own worth cannot be manipulated by others. Imagine you're rowing a boat in the ocean. The waves rise, the wind shifts. You cannot command the storm to stop, but you can adjust your sails. A skilled sailor doesn't fight the wind, he harnesses it. Likewise, a wise person does not demand that life bends to their will. They master themselves, adapting and taking charge of their circumstances. So, what does self-control truly mean? It's not about suppressing emotions or becoming rigid like a machine. It's about mastering your reactions. When someone insults you, must you respond with anger? When things don't go as planned, must you give up? Self-control is the ability to pause, reflect, and choose your response instead of acting on impulse. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. No event has power over you unless you allow it." But how do you develop this level of control? Start small. When frustration arises, pause for 3 seconds and ask, is this reaction truly worth it? When laziness tempts you, ask, do I really want to delay my goals? These simple habits, practiced consistently, will rewire your mind for mastery. Beyond that, observe your daily choices. Do you command your time, or does it slip away aimlessly? Do you shape your thoughts, or are they dictated by negativity and gossip? Do you care for your body, or let comfort weaken it? Once you master yourself, you'll see the world differently. Chaos was never outside of you. It existed only in how you perceived it. And when you learn to control your mind, you will realize the most powerful truth of all. Control over yourself is control over everything. 5. Build yourself, not your ego. Imagine a man constructing a grand palace, gold-plated columns, towering domes, an architectural masterpiece. But beneath it all, the foundation is nothing more than shifting sand. When the storm arrives, everything crumbles. This is the fate of those who build their ego instead of their inner strength. A truly powerful mind is not propped up by validation. It is forged from within. Seneca once said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more. That is poor." If you obsess over how others perceive you, you will always be hungry, always fragile. But if you turn inward and strengthen your core, no rejection, no failure, no loss can break you. Ask yourself, when was the last time you did something purely to grow? Not to impress, not to prove, but simply to improve. When you read, do you seek wisdom or just collect titles to display? When you train, do you strive for mastery or just for admiration? The ego creeps in silently, making you lose yourself without even realizing it. Consider Nathan, a celebrated speaker, admired by thousands. He had wealth, recognition, and endless praise. Yet when the stage lights dimmed, a strange emptiness crept in. One day an old scholar challenged him. "You can speak before thousands, but can you endure a single day without being noticed?" Nathan laughed, dismissing the idea. But when he tried, he struggled. Without an audience, he felt lost. That was the moment he realized he had built a reputation, not a self. Does this sound familiar? If your identity depends on others' attention, what will remain when they look away? So how do you escape this trap? First, do things for their own sake. Read to understand, not to impress. Train to grow stronger, not to be seen. Set internal goals. Be better than yesterday, not better than someone else. Second, embrace silence. The ego thrives in noise, in constant validation. But when you stand alone without applause or approval, that is when your true self emerges. Can you face yourself in that silence? Try spending a day without seeking recognition. Just focus on something meaningful. Finally, before every action, ask yourself, is this making me better or just feeding my ego? If the answer is the latter, stop. Think of the mightiest oak trees. They do not grow tall by trying to be seen. They grow strong by rooting deeply. A truly strong person does not need to prove their strength. They simply are. So ask yourself, are you building yourself or just a version of yourself that others expect to see? 6. Stillness is strength. Stillness is not emptiness. It is a rare and powerful form of strength. In a world filled with distractions, we are conditioned to seek constant stimulation. Yet, paradoxically, it is in stillness that the mind gains its greatest power. It is not passivity, nor is it withdrawal. It is mastery over emotions, thoughts, and actions. Have you ever felt like you're constantly reacting to the world instead of truly thinking? When criticized, do you lash out instinctively? When faced with hardship, do you immediately seek distraction? When making a decision, do you drown in external opinions, forgetting to listen to yourself? Stillness breaks this cycle. It is like a calm lake. Only when the water is undisturbed can it reflect everything with clarity. Likewise, when the mind is still, we see ourselves and the world with newfound precision. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Nowhere you can go is more peaceful, more free of interruptions than your own soul." We cannot stop life's turbulence, but we can always control how we respond to it. Imagine your mind as a sword. If you swing it wildly in anger, it will become dull and ineffective. But if you set it down, sharpen it, and care for it in stillness, it becomes a weapon of precision, ready when truly needed. A person who has mastered stillness does not rush, does not seek validation, because true power is not found in noise. It is found in control. But how do we cultivate stillness in daily life? You don't need to retreat from the world. Stillness is built in small moments. When provoked, pause before reacting. When faced with difficulty, breathe before deciding your next move. When making a choice, listen to your own silence before listening to others. Yet many fear stillness. We drown it out with distractions, endless scrolling, meaningless conversations, constant noise. Why? Because silence forces us to confront the thoughts we've been avoiding. But true strength is forged in this confrontation. Have you ever wondered what would happen if, just for a day, you weren't dictated by external forces? If you stopped reacting instantly and started acting with intention? Try it now. Pause, even for a moment, and observe yourself. What are you thinking? What are you feeling? Are you acting out of habit or true awareness? The strongest people are not those who speak the loudest or move the fastest. They are the ones who know when to be silent, when to listen, and when to act. They refuse to let the outside world dictate their inner one. So ask yourself, are you willing to embrace the power of stillness? Can you be brave enough to step into silence and meet the person you truly are? 7. Choose yourself over distractions. Imagine your mind as a garden. Each day you have a choice. Plant strong, purposeful seeds, or let the weeds of distraction take over. If you leave it unattended, meaningless thoughts will spread, choking out focus and discipline. But if you cultivate it with care, guarding every moment against distractions, your mind will grow into a fortress of clarity and strength. Distractions are not just social media, news, or trivial conversations. They also come from societal expectations, the need for approval, and the fear of judgment. The real danger? Many don't even realize they are caught in this cycle. They react to life without ever asking, does this truly serve my growth? The moment you stop questioning, you've unknowingly surrendered control. Most people are not living for themselves. They chase external validation, constantly pulled into meaningless debates and empty pursuits. But if you have the courage to choose yourself, you will see that many of these distractions were never meant for you in the first place. How do you reclaim control? First, recognize what consumes your attention. Ask yourself, does this bring me closer to my goals? If not, eliminate or limit it. Second, set boundaries. Do not let anyone or anything invade the time you dedicate to personal growth. Learning to say no is a form of discipline. Finally, take action. Simply knowing about distractions is not enough. You must actively build an environment that fosters focus. Start your day without reaching for your phone. Set time for deep, uninterrupted work and disconnect from noise regularly. One day you'll realize you no longer seek external validation. Those who chase distractions crave approval because they don't truly understand their own worth. But a strong mind does not need recognition. It defines its own value. When you choose yourself over distractions, you take a step toward true mental freedom. 8. Strong minds need no validation. Imagine yourself as a warrior stepping into an ancient arena. Thousands of spectators roar, some cheering, some jeering. But when the battle begins, it's just you and your opponent. No one can fight in your place. No one can save you if you fall. In that moment, do the cheers still matter? Do the insults change the reality that you must either be strong or be defeated? Your mind is that warrior. The weak are swayed by the approval of others. The strong know their worth is not measured by applause. This is not a call to indifference, it is a call to freedom. Marcus Aurelius once said, "We love ourselves more than others, yet we care more about their opinions than our own." If you love yourself, why let the judgments of others decide who you are? Consider Daniel. He once lived for recognition. Every achievement only fueled the anxiety of what's next. Will they still respect me if I fail? One day, a major business venture collapsed. The praise vanished. The people who once admired him disappeared. Left in silence, he faced himself, without the reflection of others' opinions. And in that silence, he found something powerful. His worth was never in applause. It was in his resilience, his integrity, his unwavering commitment to his values. From that moment, Daniel stopped chasing approval. He focused not on impressing others, but on becoming someone he respected. And, ironically, when he no longer sought validation, he became more admirable than ever. So ask yourself, is your mind truly strong, or is it still controlled by the gaze of others? To free yourself, practice these 3 habits. 1. Listen to your own thoughts before accepting outside feedback. Spend time in silence, defining your values. 2. Stop comparing yourself to others. Every person walks a different path. True success is not measured by the crowd. 3. Ask yourself, would I still do this if no one saw? If the answer is yes, you are living authentically. When you stop seeking validation, you will realize your mind was never weak. It was simply waiting for you to set it free. We've explored 8 principles for building a strong mind, but the real challenge is applying them. Every day the world will judge, praise, and criticize. But when you focus inward, those voices lose their power. A strong mind does not seek validation. It walks its own path with confidence. And when you cultivate true inner strength, you don't just become resilient, you become free. If this message resonated with you, let me know by hitting like. Share your thoughts in the comments with Unshakable Mind. Which principle impacted you the most? Send this video to someone on their journey of growth and subscribe so you won't miss what's next. Your strongest self is within reach. Stay committed, and I'll see you in the next video.